Hello everyone, welcome to today's lecture. So hope you have understood the third chapter, that is life processes in living organisms part 2. Okay, it consisted of different topics like sexual reproduction in plants, sexual reproduction in human beings, and asexual reproduction, the different modes of asexual reproduction. Okay, have you understood? Today's is the last lecture. Okay, so today we will be studying about reproduction and modern technology. Okay, so with the help of modern technology we are able to bring some changes in male and female. Okay, changes in male and female means I mean by that, the some people, okay, some couples, they are not able to get children. Okay, some couples, they are not able to get children. So what are the reasons for that? There are many reasons, which are some problems in their reproductive system. You might have seen childless couples. Okay, so reasons in women is irregularity in menstrual cycle, difficulty in oocyte production, obstacles in their oviduct, or difficulty in implantation of uterus. There could be several changes. Irregularity in menstrual cycle, that is, the cycle is not regular. Now what do I mean by that? The cycle is of about 28 days. And when does the ovulation occur? The ovulation occur on the 14th or the 15th day. From 14th day or the 15th day till 28th day, the level of progesterone and estrogen is high in the female body, and the endometrium is developing. When the endometrium is developing, the implantation of embryo is easier. Okay, it is possible at that time. That means a girl can become a mother, or a female can become a mother from her menstrual days of 15th to 28 or so, the middle 10 days, those 10 days. Okay, in those 10 days, if there is fertilization occurring, then the female can become pregnant. Okay, and if that cycle is irregular, then it could lead to some problems for getting fertilized. So irregularity in menstrual cycle, difficulty in oocyte production. So that is the problem in her ovary. Obstacles in oviduct. Due to some obstacles in oviduct, the ovum is not able to move forward in the oviduct. Difficulty in implantation of uterus. At some times the fertilization take place, but it is not getting implanted into the uterus, into the endometrium, due to maybe due to the structure of uterus or many other disorders in the female body. Okay, so these are the reasons in women. Now we will see the reasons in men. Absence of sperms in semen. In those persons, the testis is not working properly. Due to that, the number of sperms produced are less. So absence of sperm in the semen. Slow movement of sperms. Sperms are able to move, they are motile. Okay, they are having a flagella with the tail, with the help of which it swims. I had told you earlier. Now in that case, in this case, slow movement of sperms, they are not able to swim properly. Anomalies in the sperms. Now anomalies means some problems in the sperms. Due to some problems in the sperms, it is not able to fertilize the ovum. Even if the sperm is reaching the ovum, it is not able to fertilize it. So these are the reasons in case of men. Okay, these 2 points are given in the textbook in the form of sentences. I have given it in the form of points. You may write. It is important. Okay, so what are the reasons in women and what are the reasons in men, okay, for not getting a child or for not getting fertilized? Okay, you may write. So in modern technology, there are several methods rather, but in our syllabus they have given 3 methods for such childless couples. Okay, the first one is in vitro fertilization, second is surrogacy, and the third is sperm bank. Now what do you mean by these? The first one, in vitro fertilization. In vitro means inside the laboratory, outside the body. Okay, now what is done outside the body? Consider there is a couple. consider there is a couple, means a male and a female, who want to become a mother and a father, but naturally, by natural process, they cannot become a mother and a father due to some abnormalities. I have given the abnormalities here. Consider if there is less sperm count, or there are obstacles in the oviduct. This is in case of men, this is in case of women. Okay, so in case of the man who want to become a father, if there is less sperm count, then the fertilization might not occur. Or otherwise in women, if there are obstacles in the oviduct, then the fertilization might not occur. Now what is done? The sperm is collected from that male. Okay, from that man, the sperm, his semen is collected, and from the woman, okay, from the woman, her ovum is collected. So there is a couple whose semen is collected in the laboratory and ovum is collected in the laboratory. Okay, and in the test tube, the sperm is made to fertilize the ovum. You may see the diagram in your textbook. It is injected into the ovum. The sperm is injected into the ovum. Then what will happen is zygote is formed. It is converted into embryo in the test tube itself, and that embryo is implanted in the uterus of the female. Okay, so there is a couple, a husband and a wife. The husband's semen is taken, the wife's ovum is taken. In the test tube, they are fertilized, they are fused together to form a zygote, to form an embryo. That embryo is implanted in the uterus of the wife at appropriate time. At appropriate time means you have to, the doctor has to see her menstrual cycle. Okay, to observe her menstrual cycle, and on the correct day it has to be implanted into her uterus. So that process is called as in vitro fertilization. This is a frequently asked question. Okay, they will give you the diagram and ask the question. Okay, now the second one is surrogacy. Now in this case, the wife is having problem. Okay, so what is the problem in women? This is for women having problem in implantation of embryo. She can never become a mother because of problem in implantation of embryo. Her uterus, inside her uterus, the embryo cannot be implanted. There may be several reasons. You don't have the reasons in your syllabus. Okay, so due to some reason she is having problem with implantation of embryo, so she cannot become a mother. In that case, what is done? The oocyte from the woman, okay, from the same wife, it is taken, and the sperms from the husband is taken. In the test tube, the zygote is formed. There it is fertilized to form a zygote. That zygote is converted into an embryo. It gets converted into an embryo. That embryo is implanted in the uterus of another woman. Okay, another woman who is not wife. Okay, who is not wife. Embryo is implanted in the uterus of another woman having normal uterus. Such a mother is called the surrogate mother. Okay, so the baby grows in the body of surrogate mother. After 9 months, after the delivery of the baby is given to this woman. Okay, so there are laws which control this. So this is a method, surrogacy. Okay, now the third one, you may write this. It has been given in your textbook very clearly. Even if you read the textbook, it would be clear. Okay, now the third one, you may see. Okay, so now this is the third method, that is sperm bank or semen bank. Okay, just like blood banks, there are sperm banks where the semen of different men are collected and stored. Okay, so this is for the men who is having problems in sperm production. Consider there is a husband and wife. The husband is having problem in sperm production. The sperms are not motile, or if the sperms are not produced in enough numbers, the fertilization might not occur. Now what is done in that case? The semen is collected and stored in these blood banks after thorough medical and physical checkup. Okay, several men can voluntarily go to the semen bank, give their semen or donate their semen. Okay, it is stored, it is taken after medical and physical checkup, and it is stored. Now the wife who is of that husband who is having this problem can go to the semen bank. The oocyte of that woman is collected. Okay, the oocyte of that woman is collected, and from the sperm bank the sperm is made to fertilize the ovum inside a test tube, of course. Okay, in the laboratory it will form a zygote. The zygote will grow into an embryo. I repeat, there is a husband and wife. Husband is having the problem of not having enough number of sperms. The woman, the oocyte of the woman is taken. The sperm is taken from the semen bank. They are fertilized inside the test tube. Okay, they are fertilized in the test tube, and it is grown into an embryo, and the embryo is implanted in the uterus of that woman. This is the third method. Okay, in our syllabus there are 3 methods. There are several methods of fertilization. Okay, so fertilization. So these are the 3 methods. What are they? IVF, surrogacy, and sperm bank. Okay, you could be asked this question for 3 marks. What are the different methods? Okay, what are the different methods which could be followed for childless couples in modern technology? Okay, you may write. Now the next topic is about twins. Okay, you might have heard about twins. Actually there are 2 types of twins which are said to be monozygotic, dizygotic. What do you mean by monozygotic? It is formed from a single embryo. That means 1 sperm, 1 ovum, it gives a zygote. That zygote develops into 1 embryo. That 1 embryo, during the early period of embryonic development, that is within 8 days of zygote formation, cells divide into 2 groups. Okay, so I repeat, there is 1 sperm, there is 1 ovum, they fertilize to form a zygote. That zygote develops into an embryo within 8 days. Okay, the first, after zygote formation, the first 8 days it develops, it divides into 2 groups, it separates into 2 groups. Okay, so if it separates into 2 groups, and both the groups it develops into separate babies. Okay, so zygote formation, cell divides into 2 groups. Those 2 groups develops into 2 different babies. Those 2 babies are genetically exactly similar. Why they are exactly similar? Because they were formed from the same ovum and the same sperm. Okay, so they are called as identical twins. They will be of the same gender. That means either both of them could be a male or both of them could be a female. So I repeat, there is 1 sperm, 1 ovum. It gets converted, it fuses to form a zygote. That zygote develops into embryo. Within the first 8 days they separate, okay, into 2 different groups of cells, and each group of cells they develop into 2 separate babies. They are said to be identical twins. They could be of the same gender or different gender. They could be, or they could always will be of the same gender, and they are genetically exactly similar. So this is about monozygotic twins. Now the next is about dizygotic twins. 2 oocytes are released, okay, inside the ovary. Earlier I told you there is only 1 ovum formed at a time. Here there are 2 ovum formed at a time. 2 oocytes are released, fertilized by 2 different sperms to form 2 zygotes. They are separately implanted and they grow separately inside the uterus. They are genetically different because they are 2 different ovum and 2 different sperms. So they are genetically different. They could be either of the same gender or of different gender. That means both of them could be male, both of them could be female, or it could be 1 male, 1 female. Okay. So this is about the 2 types of twins, that is monozygotic and dizygotic twins. Now if in monozygotic twins, if embryonic cells divide into 2 groups after 8 days, so here I told you that they separate into 2 groups within 8 days. Sometimes what happens, it develops, they separate after 8 days. Then what will happen, they don't separate completely, they remain attached to some or the other part of the body, okay, their body. In monozygotic twins, if embryonic cells divide into two groups after 8 days of fertilization, that is zygote formation, conjoined or Siamese twins are formed. So those twins which are attached by some part of the body, you might have seen sometimes they are attached by the back, by their heads, by their legs, okay. So in that case they are together, they have to be operated and separated. So such twins are called as conjoined or Siamese twins. So conjoined or Siamese twins are basically monozygotic twins. Even this is a 2 mark or 3 mark questions which you could get, okay, you may write. Now the last topic, that is reproductive health. You may read it from the textbook on page number 33. Okay, so for your reproductive system you have to maintain personal hygiene, okay, both male and female, both genders have to follow good personal hygiene to maintain their reproductive health. Now in our syllabus they have given about some sexually transmitted diseases in on the page number 34. On the page number 34, in this paragraph they have given about symptoms of two sexually transmitted diseases, that is syphilis and gonorrhea. I will read out. Among the various sexual diseases, syphilis and gonorrhea occur on a large scale. Both of these diseases are caused by bacteria. Occurrence of chancre, that is patches on various parts of the body including genitals, rash, fever, inflammation of joints, alopecia. Alopecia is baldness, okay, ganja, baldness or hair loss are the symptoms of syphilis. Painful and burning sensation during urination, oozing of pus through penis and vagina, inflammation of urinary tract, anus, throat, eyes, etc. are symptoms of gonorrhea. Now questions on this part is not asked generally, but you should be knowing the symptoms, either at least the different sexually transmitted diseases, syphilis and gonorrhea. There is a name the following in the exercise, that question also could be asked. Now do you know part on page number 34, population explosion. They have given different years. According to that, the population is going on increasing, and what are the problems which we have to face due to population explosion, that you may mark in that paragraph. We have to face various problems like unemployment, decreasing per capita income and increasing loan, stress on natural resources, etc. Okay, now this could be asked as a PRQ question, personal response question, but you can write that those points as the answer. What are the effects of population, okay, various problems caused due to population explosion, that is problems like unemployment, decreasing per capita income, increasing loan and stress on natural resources. And what is the solution? The solution is only population control. Now in the exercise last part on that page, complete the following chart. Distinguish between asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. You may see that question is very, very important, okay, very frequently asked question. This answer you may write, the complete table you may write as the answer, or otherwise they can give you as fill in the blanks, fill in the boxes also as it is given in the textbook. Okay, so the first one is reproduction that occurs with the help of somatic cells is called as asexual reproduction. And what is sexual reproduction? The reproduction in which there is formation of gametes and fertilization is called as sexual reproduction. The answer is there in the notes. Dash. Male and female parent are necessary for sexual reproduction. In case of asexual reproduction, there is only one parent. Okay. Next, this reproduction occurs with the help of mitosis only. In case of sexual reproduction, both mitosis and meiosis are necessary. Fourth, dash. New individual formed by this method is genetically different from parents. whereas in case of asexual reproduction they are genetically similar. Asexual reproduction occurs in different individuals by various methods like binary fission and different methods: binary fission, multiple fission, fragmentation, regeneration, vegetative propagation. We have studied different methods, whereas in case of sexual reproduction there are two processes: gamete formation and fertilization. Okay, so this is the chapter. Okay, we have finished with the chapter. If you are having any doubts, you may ask. Okay, thank you.